like my one friend, if he still has, hundreds of thousand Bitcoin, when I signed up, I only had about $20,000 in cryptos. If somebody's already got the money and they're just sitting there writing Bitcoin, then this would be a fantastic opportunity for them.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you do for a living?
I'm a pilot, but currently out on disability because of my blown disc and damaged nerves that I'm dealing with right now. But yeah, I flew for the Navy for 20 years. You're not in Dubai, right? I know they talk about everybody being in Dubai. I've been to Dubai hundreds of times. So, and then I fly for UPS is what I was doing up until I messed up my back here.
What made you want to get into decentralized finance specifically?
Really, I kept seeing your ads. I'm reading, and I can't remember which app I was on. I kind of follow politics a lot, but then I, follow these finance things. But it has, for the most part, been. I got into some Bitcoin some time ago, and like when we first met, I had a few others, Ethereum, and I got a few small things like Doge and stuff like that. But I've never had it where I was really focused on digging into it. Really, a lot of it has to do with just being out on disability. I suddenly have a bunch of time.
What made you feel comfortable entering into a partnership with Decentralized Masters?
I felt a little risky. The lady that did my interview really made me comfortable enough to go ahead and sign up. And then it's been a lot of you. I've only had one meeting with Esmail, and when I first got started, I had more time. I was looking at a lot, I was playing through all the videos, and a lot of them I watched the replays. All the training available, that's huge. That's huge to make me more comfortable.
How has Decentralized Masters impacted your ability to sift through the noise and differing opinions in the crypto space?
No, huge. First of all, I'd never even heard about Decentralized, the markets and stuff like that. I have a newsletter that recommended, a couple of my newsletters recommend some cryptos to buy, but it's just buying cryptos and sitting on them, hoping the cryptos go up. That's all I'd ever heard about. I didn't even know about decentralized exchanges until got introduced to Decentralized Masters.
Would you say your investment into Decentralized Masters has been worth it from a monetary perspective?
I'm hoping so. I'm not there yet, obviously. But yeah, I can see I get enough money over, I've got to figure out how I'm going to build that up over time. Where do I take that money from? Do I pull it out of I'm at a point where I'm 61 here next month. And so I can actually start pulling money out of my retirement accounts. Yeah, I can easily see you get 100,000, 500,000 in here, and that's easy money. If you can make 12, 15% on that, that's great. And then when you have time, take 100 grand and put it into this more risky stuff and manage it. That's good money.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about joining Decentralized Masters or getting into the decentralized finance space in general?
I've mentioned it to a couple friends. Most of my friends that I really contact with, even think about talking finances are all long distance, my old college buddies and stuff like that. I've got one friend I've really thought I would want to introduce him. I know he got into Bitcoin early, and he told me several years ago he was up like, I don't know, $250,000, $300,000 or something like that. And that's probably 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, he's the type I would love to introduce it to.
Would you recommend Decentralized Masters to someone who's thinking about joining?
Yeah, if they're thinking about it, yes. I would explain to them that it's, like my one friend, if he still has, hundreds of thousand Bitcoin, when I signed up, I only had about $20,000 in cryptos, If somebody's already got the money and they're just sitting there writing Bitcoin, then this would be a fantastic opportunity for them.